Flosstube number 36. It is a Saturday morning. It is actually quite early. That's because I was awake anyway, and there is a market going on today, so I want to go to the market quite early. Anyway, my name is Hanneke. For those of you who don't know me yet, this is my Flosstube channel, and I use it to show you all about my cross stitching. And from today onwards, I will also add in some other techniques and embroidery techniques. Last Flosstube, I shared with all of you that I was going to start a course, and I was going to try out some kits from Royal School of Needlework in London, and I've started that. And all of you said, "Oh, do please incorporate it," because I'd love to know. But just in case someone is not interested in all of that, I will put those at the end. So I will do the cross stitch first, and then I will move into the other techniques. So if you're interested, you can just watch the whole thing. And otherwise, after a while, you can just move on to another Flosstube. I thank you all very much for watching. My recurring viewers, thank you very much for returning and engaging. I do appreciate it. And for those of you who are new, you're very welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. It's all very much appreciated. Right, so let's just get started because I have no finishes. I have done a lot of stitching though, so there's a lot of progress on my whips. And I've got one new start cross stitch, and I have two new starts with other embroidery techniques. So yeah, and I think I have about 12. Oh, one of them is very crinkled. I'm sorry, I haven't ironed all of them this time. Right, but first I'll show you a teacup. And I realized this morning that I have to make a list of all the teacups that I've shown you and all the teacups that I haven't yet shown you, because I am losing count. So you might have well seen this already, I don't know. But I really like this one, it's very, very pretty. And I only got it quite recently. You might have seen it already. And I have 90 teacups, so there's plenty to show you. But I do find that there are some that I just really, really like. And this is one of them. And this is Chelsea Garden. And this is the plate. Isn't that pretty? It's probably related to the Chelsea Garden annual event in Britain. So lovely. So I will be drinking my tea out of that. And I have a rooibos tea. It's actually winter tea, which is ridiculous because we got another heat wave coming our way. And a lot of you keep saying, "Oh, it's so hot here," on the most recent Flosstube. So it can be hot here as well. Although I do live near the coast, so that usually does help. And because I have a harbour in front of my house, the wind that sort of blows into my living room has to travel over water, at least for a little bit. So usually it is slightly cooled down. And so that's really nice because I hate the heat. I hate heat waves. I'm not good with the heat. So yeah, cannot wait for autumn. Right, new starts. I'm also going to announce a giveaway winner, by the way, but I will do that later on. My first new start, I was not feeling well a couple of days ago, and as I do that every time. Those of you who know me know that this is what I do when I'm poorly. I go to Etsy and I check out other patterns, and I have plenty. And yet I found one, and this one I'd seen so many times, and it'd been in my favorites forever. And I thought, why not just start it? So I did. It is a beautiful piece. There are two pieces, and I bought both of them in a sort of a package. And I've started the one with the diagonals. I just think it's very pretty. So you stitch the negative space. You don't stitch the actual motif. And obviously, I was looking for the colors because I like the colors in the regular pattern. But I was looking through them and I didn't have all of them. Because I was not well, I was not in the mood to go to the town centre and a city centre and buy them. So I then looked at other colors and then I sort of moved into completely different colors. And then, I mean, this might be a tremendous shock to you, but I changed the colors. I do that way too often. Anyway, so you've just seen the pattern on the screen. I've edited that in. And instead of the very bright, which again I really like, I think it's very pretty, I have gone for this. And I hope you can see this. So it is two greens that are actually more different in color than you can actually see it. And then three salmony pink. And then one grayish pink. And I thought I was just putting these together and I thought that's pretty. And that's what I'm going to stitch this with. So it's very different from the very bright palette that that is suggested. But you know, you can stitch whatever you want. And I wanted to stitch something with this. And if you're interested in these colors, just leave me a comment or send me an email and I will give you the colors. I've done the first row, which is very small, and then I've started the second row with the green. So this is a start. It's on 20 count Aida, white. And the thread, I'm sorry, I was stitching on this morning. So there you go. I love this color. I'm stitching with this color in another piece as well. And it's grey, but it has hints of pink and hints of purple. It's a beautiful color. And I love stitching the negative space. It's a very different stitching experience. So one strand of DMC, all of it is DMC. Isn't that lovely? And just imagine, again, imagine with these colors what that's going to look like when it's all over. I think that's going to be so pretty, so pretty. So yes, I was very happy with those colors. And I'm very happy with this start. And that's it for starts. I mean, that's good. Well, then I did the other ones, let's be fair. But that's my only cross stitch start. This is an almost finish. This is an almost finish. This is from JBW Design. And this is a very small, cute pattern. I think it's Rose Sampler. Something like that. Small mini Rose Sampler. Something like that. Someone asked me if it was on our website. It is on our website. And it is being sold here and there. Sometimes 123 Stitches has it in stock. Sometimes they do not have it in stock. So that depends a little bit. I was gifted this in the end by someone from America because they could get a hand of it, get a hold of it, and I could not. So this was a lovely gift, and I am thoroughly enjoying the stitch. It is stitched on 20 count, white, and as you can see, I have started the top border, and then I'll be finished. And I think I will make this into either a pillow or I will frame it. Not professionally, mind you, but I'm sorry about my voice. I didn't realize my voice isn't great today. It's such a sweet pattern. And it's stitched with, I'm stitching it with a call for, which is Weeks Dye Works. And it's a very hot pink. And the pictures I saw, I always thought it was sort of reddish. But it is a very hot pink. But this would be absolutely lovely in so many colours. Just lovely. And it's lovely to give as a little gift. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. And nearly there. It'll be finished next time, I think. Because this is you can do that quite quickly. I'm not an alphabet stitcher. I have a few pieces now where I stitch an alphabet. It is not my favorite. It is very quick though. So yeah, that's a positive. So there you are. Progress. Then my next one is progress on my own reproduction. So I am making a reproduction for those of you who've watched me again and again. You're going to get sick of this story because I say it again and again. But for those of you who are new, I went to the Fraeylemaborg in the north of the Netherlands, which is an estate home, and they have a sofa there that is completely embroidered and cross stitched. And I loved one of the armrests. And I am reproducing that because there is no pattern. And it was stitched by the lady of the house, which is Louisa Hora, Siccama something. I mean, she had a long name. And it was early 1800s. So I am reproducing that. I am fighting it out with the colors. It is taking time and effort, but I'm currently at 60%. I need my bigger one for that. I am currently at 60%, which is, I think, good going. I will aim to make this a focus piece over the next 2 months, and I hope to finish it at the end of August. So during my annual leave, which is 5 weeks, I only have to work for another 3, and then it's 5 weeks off. I will focus on this and aim to finish it. So hopefully you can, if you're interested, you can purchase it in my Etsy shop from September onwards. Isn't that pretty? This is stitched on a very light beige, which is different from the original, but I think the colors come out of it much nicer. And I have stitched a lot of this leaf. Then I did most of this, whatever is underneath here, all those sort of stalks and a little bit of leaf. And then I did the blue flower yesterday. And I'm struggling a bit here with the colors. I can't figure out the right greens and browns, but I'm getting there. And then there's one more blue flower in the middle there. And then I have quite a big flower to go here and quite a big flower to go here. And then that's it. So yeah, I think it's just over 6,000 stitches left. So if I, buckle down, I can stitch that in 2 months, I'm sure. So that will be the aim. And during my break, I will try to get this one done. I'm stitching it on 20 count. I hope you can see something because I cannot. I love the colors on this. And it like I said, it is a fight at times where I struggle to find the right one. But, I'm getting there. From whatever is in here now, it might not always be very exact, completely exact. It is near enough. But I think it is coming together beautifully. And that leaf there I think is so pretty. It's sort of, this is the back of it, and then it sort of folds over and you see the front, the top of it. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. And I hope one day you will too. Yeah, 2 more months, I think. And I also think that this bit is the hardest. And then the 2 flowers on the side, this one and that one, once you have the colors down, it's quite blocky stitching. So it'll be fine. it'll be quick. But I just have to get through that middle bit. It was this bit that I struggled with, and it's this bit for some reason. I don't know why, but the rest is all good going. So yeah, happy with that. My very own reproduction. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna see if I can also get them in printed patterns. I always think people are quite happy these days with having PDFs. But if any of you thinks I should do printed patterns, let me know. But I assume usually that a PDF is fine. Right, this was one I started last time, and it is this one. Isn't that pretty? As you can see, I had another one in here. Well, I discontinued that one a long time ago. But I'm now stitching this one. This is by Magic Needle. I love Magic Needle. They are my favorite kits. And this is not a very big one. They have big ones and they have smaller ones. And this one is just a pretty bouquet of chamomile and red currant. And I liked the colors. I liked the size of it. And I thought it was very pretty. And these are quite cheap as well. And they have chamomile floss. They do have a good Zweigart in here, and there was a grey 14 count in this one, which absolutely fine. But I don't like stitching on grey, and I don't like stitching on 14 count. So I swapped it to 18 count beige. And I finished the vase, and I started the red currants. So that will be lovely. Yeah, I look forward to working more on this. It's not a difficult pattern. It is actually quite an easy pattern. So if you ever want to try a kit or try something with a lot of flowers on, a small one like this might be a good starting point. And if you stitched it on the 14 count, it would be absolutely, relatively easy. But I prefer an 18 count, and I prefer this beige color. So there you are. That's my magic needle. I have several of them, and then I think I said last time already they brought out a few more, and they're all flowers, and I love flowers. So I wanted to purchase all of them, and then I thought, what am I doing? I can't stitch all that, so I didn't. So well done me. Yeah. This is Vienna Roses. This is by MojoStitches. I love this piece. A lot of you loved this piece when I started it. And I tried to figure out the colors and I couldn't get it on the fabric that I wanted. And it was a whole thing. And I completely changed to a different color palette. And this is where I am now. So I think this is also an almost finish. It might be finished next time. Because obviously I've done all the roses. It's just a bit of leaves left and then the last border on this side. It's already here, and on the other side it needs that outside border, but it's nearly there. It's DMC for all the greens, and then the two pinks are two variegated from two different brands, but they perfectly match. So one is slightly darker. You can see the few leaves in the middle that are slightly darker. And then brighter color. If you're interested in the colors, just let me know and I will inform you. This is also stitched on 20 count on a beige. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything in here. The pattern itself has sort of lines like this. I haven't stitched those yet because I'm not sure whether I want to put in some words or scripture or nothing, because I think it's quite clean like this. I think that's what I like most about this pattern. It's the very linear background and then the roses sort of jumping out. Yeah, I really enjoy this stitch. It's an easy stitch. Quick progress as well, because obviously lots of empty space. So yeah, I think I will finish this in the upcoming weeks. Be a lovely finish to have. I have so many lovely finish. I was thinking about over the summer, during my break, to do a video just showing you all the finishes that are underneath my bed, rolled up, and that I haven't done anything with, because there are so many pretty pieces in there at the moment. So I might do a video like that, and hope you'll enjoy that. The next one is Teresa Kogut. I'm enjoying her piece, and have you seen, she's recently put out 6 new patterns, and one of those patterns is like a prayer, and I love that one. I might have to start that one. I don't know if she put it out as a PDF as well, because I prefer to get a PDF. But this one is, oh sorry, I was showing you a bit of the pattern. This is Voice So Sweet, and it is such a lovely, sweet pattern. I am thoroughly enjoying it. Thoroughly enjoying it. I'm stitching almost all of it. There is sort of a white pathway down here. I'm leaving that one out. So I just have a house and then the flowers. Lovely pattern. So I'm stitching it on quite a darker fabric, beautiful fabric. I understand from Gaerenhuys, that's where I bought it. This is no longer produced, so I have the last bit. It's very pretty. It's slightly reddish. It has a very warm undertone, so it matches, I think, very well with all the red colors in here. So yeah, I finished the house. I wasn't looking forward to that roof. When I was going, I was fine, quite enjoying it actually. It's lovely, lovely play of colors that she does. And I'm not a house stitcher normally, but this house is just lovely. I could live there. I could buy this house and live there. And behind this window would be my living room, and behind this window would be my craft room. So yeah. And I'm stitching on the little bird at the top. And then I'm moving over to the words. I can stitch the sentiment. So yeah, I'm loving it. 20 count. This is also a 20 count. And I'm stitching it with mostly the called for. I have just swapped the inside of this flower to a slightly darker color just from stash, because otherwise it wouldn't show up on my fabric. Absolutely lovely stitch. Cute little house. Something on it. There you go. Very pretty. Very pretty. It's one of those stitches that when I have it out, I keep going back to it. I don't know, there's something linear about it. Yeah, I love it. And like I said, the prayer one that she has, I might want to stitch that one too. I think it's so pretty. So yeah, we'll see. I've got plenty of time, you see. Right, this is Reflets de Soie. You probably don't say it like that, but it's how I say it. And it's Escapada Hollandaise. And I have stitched that one already. I'm currently working on that one. So I'm doing the smaller ones first because they go together in one frame very nicely. And I'm currently stitching that one. And these pictures do not do it justice at all. I'm stitching it with Soie d'Alger, and it's just a lovely stitch. Just a lovely stitch. I've stitched the sort of the bottom half, and the only thing I have to do is a massive, massive cloud with one color. So I'm not looking forward to that. And I was thinking I'm going to outline it and then take it with me when I travel and just stitch it in over the. And probably I will do some traveling during my break. I'm not going to go away because I want to do all these different kinds of stitching things. But I'd probably do days away. And I will go to het Gaerenhuys in Ghent. Trips like that. And then I need to stitch something on my journey. And this might be the perfect one just to get that massive, massive cloud in there. Just to show that to you. There you go. That's an enormous cloud. One colour. But it will be very pretty. It was the same with the other one. When the cloud came in, it gives the depth in there. And it's such a lovely little piece with the houses back there. It's a very Dutch view. It very much reminds me of where I'm from in Groningen. So yeah, love that. This is on 20 count. Again, a beige Ada. I love this color of Ada. It's very understated, but very nice. And it goes very well in my house. As you can see, I have a lot of brown tones in my house, so it goes very well with it. So yes, enjoying this one. Enjoying this one. It's a bit of a pain to read, I have to be honest, because you have two patterns. And can I show you this? How can I show you this? I'll do it like this. So if this is the inside of the booklet, it would have been great if one pattern that consists of 2 pages would be one on this one on this one. It isn't. They have one on this one, and then you have to turn the page over, and there's the other one. So it reads difficult because you have to go back and forth, back and forth. It would have been easier to put it on one page, basically. But yeah, I'll make it work. And I love Swaddle. It is my absolute favorite. I'm just going to have a sip of tea because I've poured my tea and I always drink it cold. The next one is my modern folk embroidery. My mum has also discovered modern folk embroidery, so she's also started one. Very pretty one. And I love this one. This is On the Wings of a Dove. It is one of the older pieces by Jacob. And I am stitching it on a mocha, 20 count, with a cream soie 1 strand. And excuse the thread hanging there, but I was working on it, so that's a good reason. I'm loving this. So this is halfway. This is the half point on this border. And as you can see, I've started the inside as well and pulled it up. Yeah, I'm loving this piece. It is such a peaceful stitch. And even though it is repetitive, as you can see, I don't mind at all. I just enjoy continuing on it. And this will be stunning one day. It's already stunning, but it will be even better. And I'm very happy stitching this with Soie. It's if you've never stitched with silk, it is so worth it to pick one piece and just try it because it is such a joy. And some people stitch with 100/3 and then you use 2 strands. I prefer the 1 strand, the regular Soie floss. It's soft, it has a very good coverage, and usually stitching white on this color, which I do a lot for Shannon Christine pieces as well, but I always use DMC 2 strands on an 18 count. And I hate that. It doesn't lie nicely. It doesn't, don't look too close. But this white or cream on this, I don't mind at all that it's white and it lays nicely on there. So yeah, I can only recommend it. Lovely pattern. Lovely pattern. Well done, Jacob. And then I felt bad about this one. I did a Stitch With Me quite a long time ago. I've done 2 Stitch With Me videos. I might do another one over the summer. Anyway, I was stitching on Moonlit Garden from Kathy Bungard. All my details on the stitches I do are in the description box below. So please do check. But this one, since that Stitch With Me, I barely touched it. I touched it once, I think. And I hadn't done much. And I think it was Kim. She'd been a long time viewer. And she contacted me on that video and she said, I am also stitching it now and I've caught up with you. And I felt a bit bad and I thought, oh, I haven't done much since then. How terrible is that? Because I love this piece. Anyway, I went back to it because, Kim said, let's stitch it together. And I thought, why not? So I am stitching on it and I am now over 50%. How good is that? This is an 18 count, as you can see, sort of a jeans blue. And this is also Soie d'Alger, but this is the whitest white I'm using. Whereas the other one is cream, and that looks white because of the background color. But this is the whitest white on this blue, and it gives such a pretty lacy effect. And as you can see, because this is the halfway mark, and then this is stitched on top there again, sort of mirroring it. And Kim said she struggled most with this one. I did too. I didn't. This was difficult to stitch. But I also struggled with this one. I couldn't get a rhythm. And that's why I put it away for quite a long time because somehow I could not make it work. And also, I figured out there's a few errors in the pattern. And maybe they are omissions because it is an artistic choice. That could be. But my symmetrical heart needs there to be symmetry. So if you look at the motif, the top here has 3 stitches on top. And then on the bottom row, so that would be sort of here and there, they were missing. So I have stitched them in. And then I was looking very closely at this motif here, and I saw that the 2 on the side were missing on the top. So the 2 here were not stitched there, even though this is supposed to be exactly the same motif. So I also went back and stitched those in, and now it is symmetrical, and now I'm happy. So yeah, I had to sort that out. So Kathy, if you're watching, again, it might be a choice. It might be something you did on purpose, but then it also might not be. So yeah, I decided to add them in. And now I'm loving it. I've got 2 more of those motifs. I did 3 of them. I did the border here, so I've done quite a lot on this piece, but I was flying through it. And thank you very much, Kim, for reminding me of this one and for, putting me to work. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? This will be such a stunning piece. Yeah, it does take time. It is a lot of stitching. It takes quite a lot of patience, this one. And I quite liked these rows because they're quite quick. This one is okay. This one I'm not looking forward to. It'll be at the top again because for some reason that is a very difficult row to stitch. But I will get it done. I will get it done. So good luck on yours, Kim. Do let me know how you're getting on. You can always send me an email and we can send each other pictures. Right, then I went to my lavender piece from CuoreeBatticuore. Make of that what you will. And I love this piece. I have again changed the colors. I like the piece as it is, but it has very pinkish purple, and that's fine. But my connection with lavender is from the lavender in the UK. And all the gift shops will have a section on lavender things, lavender soap, yeah, all those kind of things. And it is very purplish. And that's the reason why I stitch it, because that's the connection I have with it. And I decided to change it to, I had it all in stash. It's DMC and over dyed. Um, and that's how I'm stitching it, purplish. And as you can see, I have started that big heart in the middle with the word lavender. And I'm halfway. I'm not enjoying that one as much because again, there's not much of a system to it. And but the result is lovely. So I will do the other half as well. And then I stitched the border, finished it all the way up, and I stitched the little girl, and I loved stitching that girl. Loved it. And she is sniffing some of the lavender, which I obviously still have to stitch. But this is a lovely piece. Lovely piece. Now, I said before I don't like alphabets, but I do like words like this. I do like that. So yes, this one is moving forwards. Lovely piece. They also have one with roses. So it's sort of a companion piece. So I might stitch that one after this one. But I still have a long way to go on this one. So yeah, it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. And that little girl is so sweet. I've gone for sort of a peachy colour for the skin. Absolutely lovely. Lovely pattern. It's also stitched on 20 count. I stitch most of my pieces now on 20 count. It is my absolute favorite. Because the next three that are coming are also 20 count. So everything I've shown you today, apart from that blue one and the magic needle, are 20 count. The next one is an autumn piece. I told you I was looking forward to autumn. So I decided to stitch an autumn piece. This is by, what are they called again? CrocetteagogoShop. And I had done the scene at the bottom, but I hadn't finished the full border, so I did that. I stitched all those little flowers and leaves in there, and then I started the scene up there. Now I love that little squirrel in the tree. It's actually in the middle of the tree, so I have to do half of the tree still. I like the flowers. I'm not overly keen on that turkey. But you know, once everything is stitched in, you won't really notice that one anymore. So yeah, I'm now moving. Well, first I finished the tree, and then I'll be moving to one of those lovely little houses that they do with yellow. It'll be a lovely addition. This is a fiddly piece. So as you can see, all those leaves are all different colors. So it's a lovely color palette. But it does mean you do about 11 stitches and then you have to stop your thread and start another one. So it is a fiddly piece, and the detail in it is just tremendous. You can already see that in the bottom piece, but it is continued over the whole stitch. Yeah, lovely piece. And the needle minder fits perfectly, doesn't it? And again, this is on a beige 20 count Ada. Lovely. And the color palette again is just stunning. I love working with these colors. So that was an autumn stitch. I am going to do Christmas in July, because I have I have 3 Christmas stitches, I think, on the go. There is one I would love to start. There is, and from the 3 that I have ongoing, there are 2 that I would love to finish. So I have one with the gnomes, Christmas gnomes from Jardin Privé. I have one by Marjorie Massey. I have one by UB Design. There's another one from UB Designs that I would love to start. So yeah, I love Christmas stitching, so I will probably do a little bit in July. This is Abaresque, and Abaresque is moving on swiftly. I think I'm over 60% now. This is also this is a Nougat 20 count, and it is, as you can see, getting there. So I've filled in all these chains and borders and motifs, and moving on now to the last 4 letters, and then it's just a lot of motifs left. It is a lovely stitch. It is a stitch for when you're tired, but you still want to stitch something nice. Then this is absolutely perfect. Because it is easy. It is easy stitching. Absolutely lovely. I stitch it with DMC. This one would also be perfect for an overdyed. Yeah, and I find this a lovely piece. I'll be happy when the letters are done and the rest is just motifs. Because and these letters are okay. I don't, like I said, I don't love an alphabet, but these are okay. But I prefer stitching the motifs, and the borders are absolutely lovely to stitch. And up here, there's a beautiful motif, so I can't wait for that one. But this is pretty. Don't know what to do with it when it's finished, though. I have no idea what to do with it. But that's all right. Moon deer, people. Someone said last time, I hope you finish it soon. And for a little while, I thought, I hope so too. And then I thought, I don't know if I really hope that, because I'll miss it when it's gone. And I want to savor this stitch. So I'm not going to rush it. And it'll be a couple of months still. But I have done a lot this time. There you go. That's the piece. And I have been stitching down here. I don't remember if this one was already in there. I don't remember that. But I've definitely done down here. Not sure where I was last time. I think I've done all of it. I believe I've done that one, and this. So there's one big flower to go, and then a few small ones, and then it's just filling in that corner, basically. It's going so fast. Even though some of you might want to see it finish sooner, but it's going fast. How beautiful is that? I love this piece. I love it. I know there is a companion piece, but it is with dragons, and I'm not a dragon stitcher. So yeah, I think I have seen another one. Well, you know I like all of theirs, but there's one. It's sort of a yacht piece with green and blackish grey. I might want to stitch that. So yeah, I will stitch another owl forest. For now, this is what I'm working on, and I look forward to finishing this piece, I think. And I will have it framed. This one will go to the Gaerenhuys and they will frame it. And I cannot wait. It will go there. Can we put it there? So it will go like there in the wall. Oh, it'd be lovely. I used 4 colours. It is my own conversion. A lot of you have asked for it already. I know quite a few of you are stitching it with the colours I've chosen. So that's absolutely lovely. I'm very happy with these colours. I remember when I started it with a different green, first of all. So I'm glad I swapped the green. And you know, when you're starting it here and you think, isn't this going to be boring? But it's not boring. It is not boring at all. Yeah, beautiful. So I will get that one sorted one day. That's all my progress. I think I did good, and I had a good time doing it. So I think that's the best part, isn't it? I'm just looking at my phone because I have to find a picture of the winner of my last giveaway, and this was a gift from Terry. It's a beautiful 16 count Ada Gala, not sure, but it's a beautiful sort of pink, blue, cloudy. It's more pink than you can see on there, but yeah, it's a stunning fabric. There's a little shimmering on it as well, glittery. Absolutely lovely. And I've drawn a winner, and the winner is Marion van de Zande 6382. In Dutch, Marion van de Zande 6382. I will put it on the screen. So congratulations, Marion. Marion, probably. And I will send this to you if you can send me an email and let me know your address. So that means you have to be over 18, and otherwise you have to ask your mum to send it. But yeah, send your address and I can send it your way. And it's a lovely, lovely, good quality 16 count Ada. So congrats. And that leaves me with all my other adventures. And I enjoy my adventures. I'm going to work an hour, a day less next year. So I'm going to work 4 days a week rather than 5. That gives me 1 day a week to do my course. And my course is in haute couture embroidery. So I'm going to show you a picture of my, I'm saying it's an embroidery table. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what I'm saying it is. Where you can see there's a piece of fabric sort of pulled tight in quite a big board. And it's lovely. It's difficult, but it's lovely. I'm doing the course with Dutch Couture Academy. And if you're interested, there's a website so you can have a look. And the course I'm doing it has everything. So you learn the techniques, but you'll also be looking at how to start some sort of career in this if you're interested in that. Now I have a fine career as is, but I would love to see what I can do with it. And I'm now starting to learn the technique. So what you're stitching on is silk organza, and that is just the most luxurious, pretty fabric I've ever seen in my life. It's beautiful. And so that is what you see pulled so taut between between a wooden frame. And I am now learning to do the stitch with a Lunavia needle. Back again. So this is my Lunavia needle, and I'm not going to give tutorials or anything on my Flosstube channel. If you'd be interested, there are great teachers in the Netherlands who can teach you this. There are great teachers elsewhere. Belgium has a lovely course on it. So yeah, I'm not going to do a course on it, but I will show you a few things because it's just interesting. This is the needle that I use for it. And the interesting thing to me is that this is a needle for embroidery, but it's really a crochet hook. So this is where crochet and embroidery comes together, basically, and I think that's fascinating. So this is what you use for that. And you basically stitch on one side of the fabric, and you usually need both hands. So that's another thing. I usually hold it in my hand and I stitch with one. And with all of this, you need a hand at the bottom and you need a hand at the top of the fabric, and you need to work them together. So I'm gonna need a bit of practice to learn that, but I will. So that's the main thing. That's the main big course I'm doing next year, and I've already started. Well, next school year. So that'll be from September. And then I'm also trying to learn other techniques. So I've got a kit on silk shading and I have a kit on metalwork. And both of those kits are from the Royal School of Needlework. And I'm going to give you a quick review of it because I couldn't find many reviews of this. I might even cut this loose and also post it as a separate video. Because other people might be interested as well in watching a review of these kits before they purchase anything. So the first one I will show you will be the metalwork one. So this is metalwork, a J feather hand embroidery kit. And this is what I purchased through their website. Now, what I wanted to purchase was a course over the summer. And they do online courses, but currently they cannot sell them to the Netherlands. So all those stupid rules that we have these days, I could not purchase an online course. I could purchase a kit. So I got the kit. And what you get in a kit is everything you could possibly need other than a hoop and scissors. Other than that, I think all of it is in there. So this is metalwork, and it's, as you can see, there's sort of gold work in it. There is beads in there, different kinds of threads, floss. And if you want to see a finished gold work piece, you can go to the last Flosstube by Sarah. She finished sort of a bee in gold work, beautiful. This is in that range, if you will. And I've started this one, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Now there are bigger pieces that you can purchase, bigger kits that you can purchase of gold work and other metal work kind of things. I'd love to do that one day, but I decided to start with a small one just to see if I like it, see if I enjoy it, and see if I can learn the techniques that come with it. So this one comes with a lot of beads and all the specialty threads and everything you need. You stitch a little bit with Gutermann, which is just the sewing thread, sewing needles. So it comes with all of that. Now I'm going to show you the stand that I bought. Perfect stand. Perfect stand. I love this one. I love it because I can tilt it, I can turn it, I can put my thingy on the back here. I can also take this off if I don't want it. But if I do want it, I can put it on here and then put the booklet on here. And as you can see, I've started stitching. So this is stitched on satin and linen. And then I've stitched the first gold work pieces on there. And you can see some of the felt that I've stitched on it, and I have to go over that with some of the specialty threads. And the printing of the feather on the fabric, on the satin, was already done, so I didn't have to do that. So that's a start on metalwork, and I am loving it. I love the metalwork one. I love the way it looks luxurious with it. I really enjoyed putting all those gold beads on there, sorry, and I thought that was lovely. Now the booklet, because this comes with a booklet, and it has pictures in, and it has a description in there, and I will show you one page of it. Because it's not a pattern, it's just explains the stitches to you, and has pictures so you can also see what they mean. And so that's one kit. Love it. Absolutely love it. Excellent quality material. Beautiful piece in the end, I think. What to do with it, I have no idea, but I'm enjoying making it. And this is silk shading. Now, silk shading to me is the hardest. And that's because they also call it painting with threads. And I've never been good at painting or drawing. And it is getting the shading right to make it work, and that is a challenge for me. But I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. And this is a technique that's also used in haute couture embroidery. So it's a technique I would love to be good at. This is the summer wreath that I purchased from Royal School of Needlework. And again, it comes with a booklet with all the stitches in there, an explanation, a step-by-step guide, and pictures, as you can see. So it's very, very clear. And then it comes with fabric, and this one is cotton or linen. I think it's linen, actually. And it comes with, and this is the most luxurious thing, soie d'Alger. Soie d'Alger on one of these little thingies. Isn't that luxurious? Goodness me. Love it. You know I love my soie d'Alger, so I'm quite happy. It also comes with several needles, so you have different sizes of needles. You have a spare one if you need one. So it comes with everything you could possibly need. Yeah, it comes with 4 needles. I was thinking, where's my 4th one? But it's on my needle minder. The hoop you do have to buy separately. So this is where I am at the moment. So I've started it, and it does take a long time for me, and it does require a lot of keeping going, even when, you have to believe in the process, especially when you start leaves like this. And you start with that lighter color on the side and you think, oh, this looks terrible. But then when you're filling it in, it starts to look better. But it is a challenge, and I am embracing it. This will not be a perfect piece in the end. I am learning. If you look very closely, you will see that the stitches sometimes are not the correct angle entirely. So I correct it next time, those kinds of things. But I'm not correcting it at that moment, because I'm just learning this, and it's okay not to be perfect. I do think the shading is nice. I'm doing the shading slightly different from the booklet. Oh, I'm using a bit more of the dark, I think, and a bit less of the lights. Is this correct? It should be a little bit more like that. So there you go. Especially the one in the bottom there, and nearest here. Is very light on this one, and I've used quite a lot of darker red. I think I have enough thread to go through all of it easily. Yeah, I'm loving it. Loving it. The thing I did not love when I received it is that I fell in love with this color palette. I fell in love with the darker fabric, with the jeans blue fabric. As you can see, it's a very, very different blue. So this is incredibly light blue compared to this. So I was a bit disappointed when I got this one with this fabric. And obviously it states everywhere that the color can change considering different dye lots and everything. And that, fair enough. So that's absolutely fine. I just really loved this dark blue, and this isn't dark blue. I also find that one of the sort of the yellowish on here, there's a yellow grain grain thing stem, which is this color. I don't like it on this blue. I've had it on there and I've taken it out because I don't like how it looks on this blue. So I am trying to figure out what to do with that. So it might be another green strand that I'm just going to make a green one, similar to this one or similar to this one. I don't mind, but I don't think I'm going to use that yellowish because it just doesn't look good on the blue. So there is silk shading. These are silk shading. There is an excellent explanation on how to do French knots. I've never been able to do French knots. I've done a million French knots in here, and and in here, and it was so easy to do. So easy to do, and it's neat. So I was very pleased with my French knots. So yeah, the booklet is very, very clear. And then there are other stitches in here that you use stem stitch. Let me just see which ones they all use. The stem stitch, the French knot. Then I'm stitching a cornflower which has a different kind of stitch. Not sure if it has a name. A split stitch, trellis stitch, a wheat ear stitch. So those are all different kinds of stitches that I'm putting in one piece. And I'm, like I said, I'm enjoying it. But it is a challenge. It would be easier if I was an excellent painter, which I am not. And also, I really like neat stitching. I like straight stitching. I like sort of perfect stitching. What happens here is that for quite a long time, you have to just stitch, put your needle in somewhere inside the leaf at some point and hope that it all comes together. And it is that relative chaos that you have to create in order to make it look pretty. You can see it on this one where I didn't dare to do that as much as maybe I should have done. So it becomes a little, the shading becomes a little brave. No, not brave. That's the Dutch word. Braaf. It doesn't, there's not enough courage shown. That's what I'm trying to say. I should have dared a little bit more with that lighter one to go all out. This one I'm very happy with. This was the first one I did. I think that one is very, very nice. And it's better than the other two. Yeah, but we'll get there. I've got several more to go and I will just enjoy it as I go. Now, the one part about the review that I would like to do is the price point of it all. Because I do appreciate that this is expensive. Obviously, I've decided to really go for this, so I'm spending money on it. I know that I am. I've made that decision. So all of the stuff I've shown you, like the Lunavia needle and the picture of the organza, all of that, I'm not going to even review that. That's expensive because it's a completely new technique. It is expensive material. It needs to come from abroad. The course is obviously expensive because my teacher is, she's learned her craft. She is, uh, so it costs money to learn from a person like that. So I'm just going to leave that out of it. But the two kits from the Royal School of Needlework, I'm happy to share the price. These are, I think, £35. And this one is slightly more expensive. And together for all of it, what did I pay? I think it was about £100, and then I had to pay 20 £20 for travel costs. There's another name for it, but that was about 20. And then the biggest surprise was when it arrived in the Netherlands, I had to pay another €60 to get 3 kits. There's another kit that I haven't started yet. 3 kits over the border, and that's €20 a kit extra. So all in all, I felt it was quite expensive. So a kit like this in itself, adding all those extra expenses and the hoop that you have to buy, comes to about €100. And that's a lot of money. It's that simple. It's a lot of money. And I think it's worth it if you really want to learn these techniques because these booklets you can reuse. They are very clear. The materials are fantastic. And I do think if you want to learn a new technique, start with good materials because you'll enjoy it more. So that all of that I'm completely on board with. It's fully like the soie d'Alger, all the metal thread, gold thread, all of that, the satin, that's expensive, obviously. And so I understand the price. I don't think it's overpriced. I just think do something like this if you really want to learn a new technique and you want to learn it the right way. Then I think this is perfect. but yeah, you do have to pay for it. And I think for that price, I'm still a bit sad about this fabric being such a different color than the booklet states. Um, but I'm getting over that. So yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. And it's nice learning different ways of working with different kinds of needles, different kinds of threads. The amount of needles I had to buy for haute couture embroidery is ridiculous. That all sorts of needles and thread and beads and um, sequins, different kinds of thread, unbelievable. So yeah, it's a journey. Let's leave it at that. But I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. So I can only recommend it. That's silk shading for you. And there are most beautiful pieces. This is a small one again, but there are the most beautiful big pieces. I also have a kit on crewel work. I haven't started that one yet. I think I'm going to finish one of these first, and then I'll start the other one. But yeah, the next 3 weeks I'm still working, although I'm working a little less already. Then I have 5 weeks summer break where I will do a lot of stitching and I will do a lot of learning, trying out. Um, And then after that, I will go back to work with 4 days a week, and I will have one day to just try out new techniques and learn, keep learning because there's so much to learn. So I am very happy about that decision in my life, and I am also very happy that so many of you said, "Oh, please do share everything you're doing because we're very interested." I was, yeah, I was very happy about that because I do want to share it and I do want to show it. And even though I love my cross stitch and I will continue my cross stitch, I think there's so much more out there uh, that is uh, that is fascinating and is so pretty. It's just needle and thread and fabric and color. All of that makes me happy. So I'm enjoying doing that in all these different ways at the moment. That's it for me. That's it from me. It's been over an hour, and if you have not seen my podcasts yet, I have posted my fourth one with Andrew, the runner stitcher. It was an absolutely lovely chat. He is such a lovely guy and he is a great stitcher um, and just a very kind person. I think that quite a lot of you commented on that, and it's very true. He's very easy to just chat with and have a good time with. So we had a really lovely time filming it. And it was lovely getting to know him a little bit better. And I hope you enjoyed the chat as much as I did, and everyone who's been viewing it did. And I am just seeing if I can get a fifth and a sixth guest on as well. There are several people who've now said, "Oh, I actually would like it." So we'll see. And one guest I am particularly enthusiastic about, and I think you all will be too. So yeah, stay tuned. Um, that's it. That's it from me. I will be back in, I think, a couple of weeks and look forward to speaking to you then. Stay cool in this stupid weather. Enjoy your stitching as much as you can. Enjoy other things when it's too hot to stitch. And I will see you again in a couple of weeks. Bye bye.